Our South by Southwest Sofa Sessions are brought to you by Easy Visibility. Now entrepreneurs and voices everywhere can be heard, be seen with ease. Be sure to support small business with some jewelry or a rainbow cat hoodie from our merch shop at imperfectfifth.com/merch.
We are the Bergamot, and we are based in Brooklyn, New York, originally born and raised in Indiana. We got into music when we were in high school. Actually, we're high school sweethearts, and but the music brought us together, thank goodness, because I don't think Jillian was attracted to me at all in the beginning. So if it wasn't for the ability to write a good song, I don't know if we would be here today. So to all those young aspiring musicians out there, just know that your investment in songwriting is good not only for your careers, but maybe for your love life as well.
He wooed me over with the songs, and then I was like, oh, he's not so bad after all, because he was so quiet, and I was like, I don't know if I can hang out with someone so quiet all the time. And then I thought, oh, actually, no, I'm into this guy, actually.
Yeah, and then random facts, we'll just throw some random things in there. So we won an Emmy with a team from the University of Notre Dame for a piece that was produced about our Unity Collective tour in 2016. We were invited to open up for One Republic.
Yeah.
And we, it's been a crazy week, but we've even done writing sessions with Daryl Brown, who writes for LeAnn Rimes. And the final bit of knowledge is that we just released our new album, Mayflies, and it's been our most successful album to date. So it's, and we're coming out with a documentary this year.
First of all, I'm so sorry about the whole, it's a great, amazing thing that you were asked to open for One Republic and then having at least the performance get postponed, canceled situation. I'm sorry about that. It's like you said, crazy time.
We totally appreciate it. You always got to have a little bit of a blip going into the world. And, our whole thing now is that, the show, we don't know what'll happen with it, but we were invited to open for them. So I guess that's, at this stage of life, that's good enough.
And for us, with everything going on, we've just decided we've made a path to just stay extremely positive and just pour love into the world, because everybody really needs that right now. And so we're just focusing on that, and that's treating us very well.
And as you guys mentioned very briefly there, skimmed over it a little bit, you have been working on a documentary, and I actually am very curious about that. I know you had posted on your page for people to look at a version of it right now for some feedback and stuff. So what's going on with that?
Yeah, so basically the way that it's working right now is that we're looking at a fall release of the film, but because we love our fans so much, we encourage people to go onto our socials, check out what we're doing. What we're doing right now is we have been sharing a private link that you can view the working cut of our documentary with a password. And so if you message us on Facebook or any of the social medias, we'll make sure to get back to you right away. But basically how this works is if you go into the more formal world of film creating, we were actually visiting some friends out in Los Angeles, and they had a bunch of DVDs on their table. And we were like, oh, what are these? Like, these are all films that haven't been released yet. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're part of we're called, in Los Angeles, they're called the part of the demo audience, I guess. So basically, they get films 3 to 4 months before anybody else gets to see a film, and they get to provide feedback via questionnaires about the film. So what do you think about the film? What would you want to see more? What would you want to see less of? Where do you lose? Did you shut the film off? When did you shut it off? Why did you shut it off? Basically, all these different things. So what we thought was, we don't operate in a normal setting, so we wanted to send it out to our fans to let them be our demo audience. So it's actually a very standard part of film creating that you allow a demographic of people, a small select group of people, and in this case, people with the link and the password, to check out the film and then provide feedback. And we're at that point where we're just so proud of it, and we think right now, more than ever, the world needs to see this message of going out into the world and trying to create unity and not just talking about it. And so that's why we decided to make this push to allow people to see a behind-the-scenes collection of film right now.
I love that you're doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great when people can be involved with the people that they admire. And it's, I know that social media is created in that way, but trying to pivot and find different ways of doing it, you guys are killing it.
Thanks. It's been really fun to interact with our fans in such an intimate way during such an uncertain time.
That also makes me wonder, because I know you just released an album and it's amazing, but I also know that as recently as March 11th, you posted that you were working on new songs. And with everything that's been crazy around us, have you found it to be easier to write right now? Or has there kind of been a little bit of that put on the back burner because things are so crazy and overwhelming?
Funny thing that you ask. So I just like 15 minutes ago, I was coming up with a new song idea, and I just feel like right now, given the circumstances and the fact that we are artists, now that we are in lockdown, we have all of our tools, so our instruments with us and our recording studio with us. So it's going to be, we're very excited to just let it flow and to just keep creating and to refine songs we started a while ago and then finish those up. So on that point, I'm very happy that we are where we are, and so we can make more music and just get that out into the world.
You can answer this however you want, as jokingly as you want, but what's your favorite thing about making music together? Because I know I've tried with my sister, and sometimes we just want to punch each other.
Yeah, exactly.
That's normal.
That's totally normal. So the beauty of when you look at songwriting duos, or if you look at songwriting partnerships over the history of music, I think that the beauty of songwriting is that everybody has a unique voice. So you can write by yourself, which is an amazing way of writing. And John Lennon and Paul McCartney were big into this, where in the beginning of their careers, they were obviously writing all together all the time. And they created a lot of really amazing things that way. But it was, if you look into their history of the band, it was everyone would think it would be a joyful experience. I think at times it was a very difficult experience for them all writing together. But what they wrote together was really incredible. But at the same time, you can also write solo. And because everybody has a writing voice, and that voice can be expressed in many different ways. So for us, sometimes it is a personal expression that needs to be kind of ironed out in your own time in personal time and space. And then there's sometimes when it's more of a collaborative effort. And it just kind of goes back and forth. And when you're feeling those different emotions, I think it's important to embrace them. And I think when you're writing with somebody or when you're working on music together, sometimes there is time for collaboration and there's times for isolation. And I think as an artist, you kind of know when and where those times happen. And then you just have to be free to allow yourself to go into that space, whether it be collaborative or individually.
And hands down, my favorite thing about writing together is when we do write together, it's just a very powerful combustion of two worlds colliding, because we both come from very different musical genres. I listened to a lot more, I would say, pop and rock and roll growing up, and he listened to a lot more folk and rock. And even harder rock, which I never really listened to. So when we come together, we're kind of like blending out these two genres. And for sure, hands down, I love when we come together and we sing a song that we write, the harmonies in the song. I think that's one of our strongest suits, is blending our voices out. It's almost inaudible, where you can't tell, okay, is that Jillian's voice or is that Nathaniel's voice? It's like we become one voice, and that's just like so special.
It's so unique and is what makes you guys stand out very well. The vocals are what got me. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Sure. And I think that that's I think the songwriting is also something that, there's so many different ways, shapes, and forms that people come up with songs. I love how expressive songwriting can be and how unbounded it can be. And I think that continuing songwriting, no matter what, is always super important. Even in difficult times, because your brain works in a different way. What I told Jillian was that we listened to our album Mayflies again as we were making our 15-hour drive out of Austin. They were really closing everything down, South by and all that, and it was just a crazy week in Texas. But, I wanted to listen to the record because literally I felt like a week ago I was a different person. And I think sometimes shocking events in culture, in your life, in the world at large, or also in your personal life, have a way of really changing your perspective and really kind of making you feel like a different person in the way that, like, remember last week when we were talking about, this thing that seemed so trivial and we were getting upset about it. And like this week we're talking about something that feels way more heavy and like worldly. And so I think it's also important as a songwriter to continue to write through those spurts, because you can never go back into that mindset. And so you're always opening yourself up to new mindsets. And that's, I think, a huge part of the artistic process, is remaining open to that, because as life and art happens, we evolve as people, and that change happens. And you want to reflect that in your songwriting.
How poetic. Look, just talking, you're poetic. What the hell? But I actually do appreciate that. And I don't think that people step back and look at that enough. So I was just wondering if there's anything else that you'd like to share with the audience coming up in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, we have a YouTube page. It's just The Bergamot, Bergamot. And we're inviting everyone to subscribe to it, because what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks is we're going to be going live once a day and sharing music from our studio space here in Sedona. And if people want to join in, then once they subscribe, it'll notify them that we're going live, just so we can keep sharing music and sharing positive messages during this time.
See, it's hard because I know with other people who are creatives, like all you want to be doing is creating right now. And you're going to continue to do it whether you're making money off of it or not. And I think that all of us joining together and doing all of this in the digital space has been so great, because it's also forged so many connections. It's forced people to start listening to music that's outside of their realm and to connect with people in different ways. So I'm really excited to see where this goes for you guys right now.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Meredith.
I can't agree with you more. I think that the biggest thing is it's just been an unbelievable time. I mean, I was telling Jillian, we're living through a time that we will, one, remember for the rest of our lives. Number two, we'll also, I don't know if we'll ever have another time in our lives where literally everything's coming to a standstill. As an artist, that's an amazing opportunity, obviously, to take a moment to be silent, to reflect on not only what you were doing, but also there's a sense of renewal, because everything has been kind of wiped clean off of our palette over the next 4 months, 5 months even. So we're kind of evaluating and reevaluating. And I think that as what we want to encourage people to do is, one, hit us up, because we will send you private things that we're working on in the studio before anybody else gets to hear it. We'll be linking people to the documentary. We also encourage people to check us out on Spotify and stream our new album. We also have 8 new music videos out on YouTube that you can check out. One is an animated music video. But yeah, just check out all the different stuff, because there's a lot. Hopefully we've created what we think is a interactive and an exciting world online. And this time right now, in this space that we have as artists, is really, I think, emphasizing the importance of interconnectivity. I mean, just this morning, we really learned how to use YouTube Live. So we're learning as we're going well, too, which we've never used that before. So a lot of things coming down the pipeline. Just stay tuned on our socials, and we'll be posting a lot. But make sure to follow us and check us out on Spotify.
And the final thing is, if you do want to support independent artists, a lot of us are on Patreon. And even just for $1, you can help. You literally helps tremendously. And we're going to be putting just exclusive content on there just for the people on our Patreon page, which is just Patreon /The Bergamot.